Did you know there's a Voodoo shrine in the heart of Accra? This is African Magic Temple, a Voodoo shrine led by Bokor Christopher Voncujovi, a renowned Voodoo and Afa priest who also happens to be an OG international magician from Hohwe, Ghana. He has performed across Asia and Africa, entertaining and inspiring tens of thousands with the joy and wonders of magic. In 2007, along with his family, he dazzled an audience filled with African presidents and world leaders during the African Union Summit in Accra.
These are needles. 5 needles. Please, those at home, nobody should try this because it's a very dangerous magic.
Show to the camera.
This is a string, a thread.
Yes.
For over 30 years, AMT has safeguarded and educated the world about authentic West African spiritual traditions rooted in Ewe Vodu and Afa. Through thousands of hours of online content, AMT has made Voodoo knowledge and practice more accessible while redefining the global narrative around the practice. We provide spiritual consultations, ancestral feeding rituals to honor your ancestors and empower yourself, as well as a range of various initiations. Every year, AMT welcomes and supports practitioners and knowledge seekers from all walks of life on their journey to connecting and learning more about indigenous African spiritual practices, heritage, and philosophy. Through interactive and experiential shrine tours, AMT has hosted visitors from across the world, including groups from NYU's Public Health Masters Program and Birthright Africa, a diaspora organization based in the US. We are even working with the University of Bremen in Germany to repatriate stolen Voodoo from the colonial period. And yes, we did speak with the Voodoo through an Afa divination, and they are very much alive. African Magic Temple isn't just a shrine. It's a living bridge between past, present, and future, and is undoubtedly a powerful pillar for cultural tourism in Ghana. Did you know there's a Voodoo shrine in the heart of Accra? This is African Magic Temple, a Voodoo shrine led by Bokor Christopher Voncujovi, a renowned Voodoo and Afa priest who also happens to be an OG international magician from Hohwe, Ghana. He has performed across Asia and Africa, entertaining and inspiring tens of thousands with the joy and wonders of magic. In 2007, along with his family, he dazzled an audience filled with African presidents and world leaders during the African Union Summit in Accra.
These are needles. 5 needles. Please, those at home, nobody should try this because it's a very dangerous magic.
Show it to the camera.
This is a string, a thread.
Ground yeah. Yes.
For over 30 years, AMT has safeguarded and educated the world about authentic West African spiritual traditions rooted in Ewe Vodu and Afa. Through thousands of hours of online content, AMT has made Voodoo knowledge and practice more accessible while redefining the global narrative around the practice. We provide spiritual consultations, ancestral feeding rituals to honor your ancestors and empower yourself, as well as a range of various initiations. Every year, AMT welcomes and supports practitioners and knowledge seekers from all walks of life on their journey to connecting and learning more about indigenous African spiritual practices, heritage, and philosophy. Through interactive and experiential shrine tours, AMT has hosted visitors from across the world, including groups from NYU's Public Health Masters Program and Birthright Africa, a diaspora organization based in the US. We are even working with the University of Bremen in Germany to repatriate stolen Voodoo from the colonial period.
Gegenstände seien für die Missionare unchristlich.
And yes, we did speak with the Voodoo through an Afa divination, and they're very much alive. African Magic Temple isn't just a shrine. It's a living bridge between past, present, and future, and is undoubtedly a powerful. Did you know there's a Voodoo shrine in the heart of Accra? This is African Magic Temple, a Voodoo shrine led by Bokor Christopher Voncujovi, a renowned Voodoo and Afa priest who also happens to be an OG international magician from Hohwe, Ghana. He has performed across Asia and Africa, entertaining and inspiring tens of thousands with the joy and wonders of magic. In 2007, along with his family, he dazzled an audience filled with African presidents and world leaders during the African Union Summit in Accra.
These are needles. 5 needles. Please, those at home, nobody should try this because it's a very dangerous magic.
Show it to the camera.
If you were looking for answers for something you earnestly needed, would you consider going to the shrine? You know that traditional African spirituality has in many ways been tagged archaic and demonic. But have you really ever thought of digging in to find out how different theirs is from your religious beliefs? So today on People and Places, we are spending the day with Christopher, who operates a huge shrine here in Accra. Come with us. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
You just lock the door and then we can go.
So, I've been curious.
This is my tool. My tool, my computer. When I say computer, this is not a modern day computer. It's a universal computer that can see anywhere. It's the magic mirror.
Okay.
It's the one that is in here. So that's the one I use in working.
Okay.
It's for divination. When I want to divine, go beyond the human eyes, beyond the human senses.
So, where are we going?
Yeah, my daily plan or daily activities, whether I call it plan or activities, I don't know. But it's like I wake up, I go for a walk, and then come back, take shower, take my breakfast. And then if nobody comes to meet me here for consultation, then I go to the shrine. And then sometimes people call me to book an appointment to meet me, and sometimes also they ask me to buy some items for them.
Okay.
Maybe they had already come for a reading.
Okay.
And then we need to do certain things for them, and they don't know where to buy the items. So they ask me if I could buy the items on their behalf. So they send me money, and then I go. Sometimes I'll buy it, and then they'll reimburse me when they come. So today we are going to the spiritual shop where I buy my spiritual oils and perfumes and other items like incense and all kind of things. And this shop I've been working with them for the past 15, 16 years. So because they sell the original item. There's a lot of fake spiritual oils in market, and if you use those fake ones, you cannot achieve the result that you want when you do a work for someone. So I always look for where I can buy the original ones, and I use them, though they are more expensive than the fake ones, but then I want to achieve a maximum effect and results in my work, so I go to where I buy the original one. So now we are going to one of the shops to buy the oil. Then from there we will go to the market to go and buy chameleon, live one.
Wow.
Because chameleon by nature changes. That's how God made it, to change. It changes things. So when a person has a situation where things are not moving forward and you want it changed, we use chameleon. Because these are natural laws. Because God made chameleon naturally to be able to adapt and everything and change to situations. So that's exactly what we are going to do today.
Okay.
I had been asked to prepare an aura enhancing soap for somebody who wants to boost his business. Is not moving and it's been at one place for so long. So I'm going to go get the chameleon and get some few other items. Some I bought yesterday, and today I'll go again and get some, and then I'll prepare the soap for him, hoping, of course, with the knowledge that his situation will change.
Very good.
No, not only the 6 flowers. So,
Any other thing.
the good ones are made here now.
On the license of the parent companies who are outside.
Oh, okay.
But they have some that are kind of like a fake also coming from outside and then they sell them. So then if you don't know it, you go and buy them. You won't get to what you want to do. This is the work we go through every day when you are doing things for people. No, this work is very interesting. It's very, very interesting. The work.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. I like it.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though our people don't really understand.
Yeah, but you see, all these people in the market also have to eat. And they are selling items.
Yes,
Somebody has to buy it. And then if you don't know what to do, how will you go and buy it? For you, it does not mean anything. This is Aziz. He's the one who sews all my talismans, whatever I am doing, because he is a very specialist in this. And he has been sewing my talismans since my children were small. So now they are very big boys. So they are all like a family. Yes. So this is, you see them.
I was so scared.
So here they are the chameleons. Different. So you see this is having a different color. But it's the same, it can turn into green, it can change other colors. Even if you start looking at this, your clothing, after some time it will start to, it adapts. So that's why it's very, very, very important in spiritual things. So I'm going to get one. Minam Konko.
Okay.
You are scared already.
Scared. So which one are we getting?
I'm getting this big one, because it looks very strong.
Okay.
You see, when you are doing things with spiritual things, don't get things that are weak, because we are putting energy. Like Alaji said, everything is energy. When the light bulb is very weak, you can't see very well, because the energy is not enough. So when you get a live one which is very active, so what the purpose for which you have gotten it, you achieve it. But if it is weak, like 3 days ago I bought one, and before I got home it died. But I didn't come directly. They packaged it and sent it. By the time I took it home, it died. And then yesterday I came and I selected a bigger and a stronger one for myself, and it is alive. And then again, I am going to buy another one now, which is, so I will select the strong one.
Okay.
Yeah, the stronger one.
Depending on what you are preparing, that's when you get.
But usually, if the thing is, we need a chameleon to use, we use chameleon. It's not everything that you do, we use chameleon for. But the things that chameleon is supposed to be used for are the things we use it for. Yeah.
So if there was a smaller one that was
like
active,
this small.
Yeah, like this one.
Yeah, but then I would rather prefer a bigger and a stronger one. Yeah, I always go for the bigger and the stronger one. So I'm going to get it out now. Yes.
They don't bite, do they?
Chameleons by nature won't bite you, but then spiritually, if somebody sends it to bite you, it can bite you.
Ouch. Okay.
So this is it.
Can we put it in now so that
I want to lock this place first.
Okay.
Because they are so slicky, and they can easily escape, and you won't find them because they can just adapt to the color, and that's it, and you can't find them. And they are gone, and they will wait until nobody is there, and they will go their way. Okay. So now we are done with this one. So this is the shop. It's called Larba. Larba is the girl who sells. Yeah, I used to buy from the mother, and then later from her. And all these people on this line, they are all my customers. I buy from them. So each time I come, even if I don't come directly, I can send someone to, because I get genuine things that are authentic that I can use. So I buy from them. I don't buy from other places.
So
easily.
from here?
From here, we are going to the shrine. Okay. Straight to the shrine from here.
Right. Okay.
So this we will be using it towards when the sun comes down.
Okay.
We'll not use it in the hot afternoon. So when the sun comes down, then we start preparing the aura enhancing soap.
As you hear, we are going to the shrine. I mean, this is just the beginning. Also, finally, we are here at the shrine. This is where everything happens. As you can see, we didn't come empty-handed. We came with something for the gods. Let's go and knock on their door.
Yeah. You, amen. Amen. Okay. You, me always. But I'm going to my bona. You always here. My dog, banana, talk with Damaliari. And I'm a major. Oh, talk with Damalia. Boka Madonu Basabu, Bajima, and Pomme, Godo, and Tepe. Oh, Mila, you over the Quamajuro over Miambo. If I have me an annuit over it, any potane or tono potane, Godo. About Tia Magberry, Cabunado, and Tia Magberry, Nema Vudemiansia. Go. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our shrine.
Thank you.
How did you come?
We came with some gifts for
the ancestors.
Ancestors, yes.
Yo, miho, godogo kwere maka kasinko. Yo, akpe, miho godogodoro, afio pogatwe, afio jaha, covenant togyo, no kora now. Oh, no gapore tepe akpe. What I am saying is that wherever you got money from before buying the drink for the ancestors, you should get them back thousands of times back to you.
Amen.
Okay. This is a place we call the anchor of the house.
Should I go now?
Yes, we go down. This is the anchor of the house. So in our language, we call it apeli, like apeli is like the anchor. Here, here there are so many things underground. Some Jewish, some Arabic, some and all those things that I have learned around the world is what we anchor here. That's what we were saying at the shop there, that in spirituality there is nothing about religion. We are not Muslim, we are not Christians, we are not anything. We are just looking for the truth, and wherever we find the truth, we follow. That we leave the religious aspect out of the whole thing, and we look for the truth, which is God. When Tonyo Kosipuku Akubia, Akoso Agoku Tefeno Bakwaha, when Koku Geje, Tassinya Mosi Fusi, Jamkoso Abrako Brami Bakwaha, when Mamma and Bodrim Barato and Agoku Kofi, Akubia Mensa, Doriapen Bepekuno, when you are Pete, when your phone is Celestina Wakubia, Katrina Kubia Fonia, Sense, Kodofonia, Ben Akubia and Bakwaha, when Mamma and Bodrim Bara, Agoku Kofi, and Pete in Bakwaha. In fact, good men for me, no, Agbe. Good. Chichio Bobby, Amijere, Major Gaji Gamagaseon. No, Cecil Keleko for Amiji Kurobona, Agbele Senami Akpamina Bobo, a payment girl, a payment Bobolo, a Troy Baye, Leti de Catu to your name do. Let me put Joremio, Minamanetro, no Petinetro, no Menefanino. I was born into a Christian and a traditional family. My mother is a Catholic. My father is a Presbyterian. But my grandfather was a traditionalist. So I was born into this, but we were actually raised on the mission compound. So we weren't really having a chance to go to our grandfather or to see all these things, but our grandfather was the base of the whole family. But then I had this interest from a childhood. I was born a sick child. So from my childhood, my mother had taken me from one place to another just to keep me alive, just to so that I can be alive. So all that had also played a role in my finally deciding to become a traditional African spiritualist.
But many people associate this practice with evil.
Yes.
I don't know what.
No, it's okay. You see, you have to demystify the African's mind to tell them that they are also human beings and they also matter. They also have knowledge and wisdom. You know how I classify what people call juju? Knowledge and wisdom. You see this plant? You see it has got all thorns.
Yeah.
Can you go and embrace it?
No.
Huh? Why?
Because it's going to get.
Because it will pinch you. That's how juju is like. So, but if you are stupid and you are ignorant, you go and embrace it. And then when it pinches you, you say the tree is a very bad tree.
When people come here, what kind of consultation do they normally seek?
Oh, when people come here for consultation, they come for almost everything that worries human being. Anything that worries human being, they come for that.
Okay.
So people come because they want their job, people to be okay. People may come because they want a wife. People may come because they want a good husband. People may come because they are sick. People may come because they want something that is not right. People are also coming because they want to learn about themselves. They want to know themselves. They want to see what is wrong with them, why others are succeeding, but they are not succeeding. What is wrong with me? I mean, they have gone to all the prayer camps, they have gone to all the great pastors. At the end of the day, they remain where they are, and they want to know what is wrong with them. If God has created everybody to be happy, why am I not happy? Why is not happening to me? And such people come and do consultation, and then we go through the oracle and try to direct them and tell them this, that is what is wrong with your life. So when you fix this and fix that, things will start going on well. And when we do, things start moving.
Okay.
So,
what kind of people come here?
Also, pastors are coming, reverend fathers are coming, Ashawa is coming, thieves are coming, policeman is coming. You just mention it. Politician is coming. Everybody comes. Just like everybody is a human being. We all have, whether you are a father, a pastor, a politician, a thief, a shower, you have needs. You need you have your life. You need certain things in your life. So it's not limited. That's why we are not a religious people here. Muslims are coming, Hindus are coming, Christians are coming. Everybody comes. We try as much as possible to cut away ourselves from religion, whereby saying that it is only this way or that way before you see God. Before the white man came here, our grandfathers, our ancestors have names for God. Each particular ethnic group has got a name for God. So how can you say that it was a white man who came and taught us what God is? Yes, they brought what they call their God to us, and we have forgotten our own, or we threw away ours and embraced their own. And they have taken, Jomo Kenyatta said when the white man came to Africa, he brought the Bible. He gave us the Bible, and we hold the Bible, and they took our land and our wealth from us, which is true. We are now holding the Bible. You know, look at our country, Ghana. There's oil, there is gold, there is bauxite, there is manganese, there is timber. How many Ghanaians are benefiting from this oil, from this timber, from this gold, from that? Let's face reality. If anybody is benefiting, probably the businessman and the politician and his partner from Europe or from wherever in the world. The rest of the people are suffering. Even the people working there are suffering. The people who own the land are suffering. The people who are in the area where they are digging gold, when you see their life, you will never want to be in a golden land or Gold Coast. But the people who don't even have gold in their land, they have building golden temples and golden mansions and palaces with gold. When you open their vault, if you see the kind of the amount of gold they pack there, you'll be wondering why. How many Ghanaians wear gold like this? How many Ghanaians will see real gold and wear it? No. Wear something they call it Cooper, which is a mixture of brass and copper and some little gold. And we are very proud. Meanwhile, we call ourselves from Gold Coast.
When someone comes in for consultation, are they bound to the shrine for life?
No. Nobody is bound to anywhere or this shrine for life. We are teaching. When you come here, we teach you about life. If you are a Christian, we'll teach you to be a good Christian. A lot of time, people who come here, who will come and say, hey, somebody has done something to me and I'm so pissed off and I want you to kill the person for me or do that for me, are Christians.
So
unfortunately, there are only Christians who come for that, and we tell them that's not what we do here, because their image and their conception of traditional spirituality is evil, because that's what they told them. So when they are tired with whatever the church was doing and they could not find answer with their prayers and everything, they couldn't find answer. Then they think that when they come here, because devil is just beside us, and they will ask the devil now to go and do dirty work for them, which is never true. Human beings are devil. There is no devil anywhere. It is we human beings who are the devil.
So, married? How many
Yes,
kids?
I'm married.
I'm married with
I'm married with different children. I'm married with different children. Yeah. I don't force my children to follow my path. I only, as a father, I teach them the truth, tell them the truth, but it's up to them whether to follow the truth or decide not to follow the truth. Yeah.
How expensive is it to come and consult?
Spirituality in general is expensive. If you don't have the heart for it and it is not a very strong desire, you cannot be a spiritualist, because a lot of things are expensive. Buying of items, ceremonies, rituals, and all these things, they are expensive because you have to buy things to do. For our consultation here, we take 300 Ghana cedis plus 2 bottles of Beefeater dry gin as a consultation. After the consultation, whatever we see in the consultation, we will tell you, and then we will tell you what things to do to solve it. If you want to solve it, fine. If you don't want to solve it, that's your problem. We've told you. And when people from outside Ghana, because we have to go across oceans and mountains to get your information. You may be in the US, you may be in China, and you want us to consult like what we just did with that guy in Thailand. He is in Thailand, but we are consulting here, and I think we have got the real problem of the man, which is money, which we were saying nothing is happening well. So later it is confirmed that really nothing is happening. He used to have money, but he borrowed money to a lot of people, and now the people are not even paying him, and he's having a difficulty. That's why they were trying to consult us.
But if you give a client specific instructions and they don't follow,
that's their problem.
What happens to them?
No, because you see, when you, if I tell you don't put your hand into fire, you go and put your hand into fire. It's your palava who is going to feel the pain, not me.
It means that they will not get the benefit of what
if you this our traditional spiritual thing, it's like science. It's following it's a formula. You apply the formula. If the formula is not right, you cannot get the effect. It's not like just having faith. We don't believe in faith here. It's not faith. You have faith, whether it works or not, it's faith. You say God will do it. And when? You must use spirit and ritual to work together to create change in nature. So if I give you directions and give you instructions and advise you that do this, do that, and you are not interested, I mean, it's who is suffering. It's you who is suffering. If you don't follow it, it's you who has your problem you are trying to overcome, and then they told you what you should do and you don't want. I mean, that's your palava.
is this a full-time job, or there is something else you do aside?
Oh, as at now, it's like a full-time job because the number of people who call and come to me are many, and I can't do otherwise. I can't do any other job apart from the magic, the entertainment magic that I would do to entertain people when people offer me a contract to entertain their guests or their clients. Yes, then I do that as a part-time. I used to be a full-time professional magician, but now I am into spirituality, and the magic is a background thing, and it's only done once in a while when people who know me and invite me to come and perform magical entertainment for them. But then you should always know that magical entertainment is not spirituality. So people should not confuse that maybe because I'm a magician, so what I do here is magic. No. I'm doing African traditional spirituality, which is totally different from entertainment magic. It's a total different thing, but a lot of people don't know the difference. That's why the pastors and some other traditional spiritualists are fooling people with magic. We don't do that at African Magic Temple. We teach the real thing, and we do the real thing here. So as at now, I'm doing this spiritual work as a full-time. Maybe in the future when my children grow and they want to take it over, I may go into another thing. But for now, I am doing this because students from different universities around the world come here to study. From Legon, from a Department of African Studies, from Utrecht University, from University of Missouri, St. Louis, New York University in Dubai, Middlebury College in Vermont, and this month semester at sea students are coming here to also learn something. So it is more like a full-time job now.
Okay, so thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Well, so this is how our day with Christopher Voncujovi. He is the custodian of African Magic Temple on the Spintex Road. We hope that you enjoyed our time. We will come your way another time on People and Places.
Independent, fearless, and credible journalism. My name is Gemma Apia, and check us live on GoTV channel 125.
And I can never be a Hindu.
Yes.
And I realized the Hindus have held their tradition so strong. And that's why they are what they are.
That's right. Thank you for mentioning that.
And then I realized that no, me as a black man from Africa, what is my tradition?
Thank you.
I am not a Hindu. I'm not a Jew. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not an Arab. So what I am and who am I?
Yes.
The Arabs have held their culture and their tradition. The Hebrews or the Jews have held their culture and their tradition. The Hindus have held their culture and their tradition. So how and who am I? Am I a Hindu? Am I a Christian? Am I a Jew? Am I a Hebrew? No, I am not. So I started looking for my roots. Even though I knew my grandfather was a traditionalist because we were brought from a Christian background, we saw that as evil. But after all these experiences, I decided to find myself. So when I came back to Ghana, I went to France, and I was sent to France to do some things, and then all this, and then I came back to Ghana, and I came to look for friends that I knew who were in this tradition. Luckily for me, they didn't die, they were still alive. And then I started asking them about what our ancestors did and how did they do it. And then I was initiated into Akai.
Akai, okay. Wow, that's beautiful. That looks like a kind of crystal.
Yeah, and this had been my don't leave home without it.
Okay, okay, beautiful, beautiful. So what system is that, Christopher? Sorry,
It's a Voodoo. It's a Voodoo.
Okay.
Yes. It's a Voodoo. That's the other side. It's a Voodoo.
Okay. Christopher, your camera is gone off. Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, we are back. So it's a Voodoo that I was introduced to.
Okay.
And Akai is a spirit from the sun sphere.
Wow. Okay.
It's a spirit that gives you life, gives you fame.
Okay.
And you are supposed to be seen.
Just like the sun.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was introduced into this Voodoo, and it has done so much wonderful things in my life. My wife, who is Sena's mother and Pele's mother, she had 3 children for me earlier who did not survive. These are my personal and private matter, but I have to give it to people who are looking for the truth.
No, definitely. And as you can see from the comments, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you to Christopher for being so open, yeah, and for sharing.
She had 3 children with me that did not survive. And when I got Akai told me that I will have a son. And that son is what you see today as Sena.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the hospital said that my wife would never give a birth again because she was much older as a woman.
Yes.
And she won't give birth anymore because she has already lost 3 children with me, but she wouldn't give birth. So I asked Akai, is it possible for my wife to have a child? And Akai told me that yes, she would have a child. I thought it was a joke.
Even you doubted?
I doubted it because I didn't know. So I asked Akai that if he said so, then it should be. So when my wife Chieko got pregnant, I had to keep putting the oil of Akai on her tummy almost every night.
Wow.
To be able to protect the child that was coming. And maybe one day you will interview her too. She will tell you that at the time when Sena is kicking her tummy with his legs, the moment they put Akai's oil on the navel point, Sena sleeps quietly in her tummy.
Yeah.
And that is Voodoo.
Okay. We're getting into it now. Christopher, where is Akai from? Which tradition?
From Ewe tradition.
It's Ewe as well.
Ewe tradition, but the name is more of Akan.
Okay.
Ewe. Akai, Ikai.
Right, yes. Yes.
The one who is the front, the general.
Diodikai.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yes. Wow. I'm learning a lot, you know. I should not forget myself and not ask my questions.
So Akai had been and had always been honest and truthful to me, and I had always respected him for his reality. And this is how I got back into Voodoo. And slowly, through Akai, all other energies from different spheres from the Mars sphere, Venus, from Jupiter, everything started coming to me. The spirits come, and then I associate myself with them, give them respect, and I work with them.
Beautiful. When you say you associate yourself with them and give them respect, Bokor Christopher, how do you mean?
It's that when I am introduced to them, Voodoo is an Ewe word which means spirit. Voodoo simply means spirit. So when you say Voodoo, you can is a deity, spirit. But the practice of Voodoo is having harmony or being in harmony, human being in harmony with nature. So when you see somebody who says they practice Voodoo, it's because the person is in harmony with nature. If he says this tree should die, just by saying some words, the tree within a day or two will dry straight away. If he wants rain to fall, he knows what to talk to the sky, and the sky will respond and rain will fall. As they are saying, Hollywood and Nollywood, I don't know much about Bollywood, but Hollywood and now Nollywood has defined Voodoo or portray Voodoo as evil, that is only killing people and destroying people. It's one way true, and in another way it's not true. Because Voodoo is like a knife. It's two-edged. You can use it to do good thing, and you can use it to do bad thing. And when people are sick, when people are in trouble, people have difficulties and they come to you, you use the herbs in nature. Sometimes stones, sometimes animals, and then you combine all this thing with the knowledge that you have been brought up with, and then you strike a balance between whatever is happening and whatever the person wants to achieve. So you get a balance, and then the problem is solved. That's how Voodoo is in our concept, or the Ewe concept of Voodoo. Like in Hinduism, which I had also studied Hinduism. I was a Hindu monk at one time. I practiced Tantra, and Voodoo is Tantra. When you go to Japan, you look at it as Shinto, because in Shinto religion, they are the people who practice Shinto are in harmony with nature. Something they call Yamano Kami, the spirit of the mountain. Kawano Kami, spirit of the river. And then forest, Morino Kami, the spirit or the god or the deity of the forest.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you as a Voodoo priest, you are wearing a pendant of Buddha.
Yes, but this is the Thailand Buddha. And if you see the way it is, the Thai Buddha is like this triangle form all the time. It's something that has been given to me almost about 30 years ago. By my lady friend, she is a spiritualist. She is a Thai Buddhist, but she is a psychic. So I had carried this Buddha for almost 30 years now, and it's been part of my life. Because for me, as a voodoo priest, I don't see the difference in God. God is one, but then God expresses itself in different ways depending on the culture in which he is expressing or she is expressing. Whether it is expressing, I cannot know, because I don't know whether God is a man or woman or whatever. But I know it's called God, that's all. Advent of social media, when the information highway, IT and all this thing has come now, a lot of voodoo priests all over the world, not only in Africa, begin to get to know each other. So the social media has really showcased the face of voodoo. My children were in Puerto Rico, and now I have become friends with babalawos and priests who are practicing in Puerto Rico, and they have been practicing a long time. I would never have seen them, I would never have known them. When they were in Cuba, I had a lot of people in Cuba that I realized that, oh, there's people still in Cuba also practicing voodoo. Everywhere you can see people practicing, and even in Europe, you see people practicing voodoo. Like in my case, a lot of people get to know me because of the social media. And then they are contacting me and I'm teaching them. I have students all over the world who are learning voodoo, and some even travel to come physically to get initiated. And after they are initiated into voodoo, they can now go and start practicing, and eventually they will set up their own shrine and be able to help other people to see the light and see the truth that what they knew as evil is in reality is not evil. But that's all because the social media is exposing and then bringing it to the light. I have my website on the Facebook. I have a Facebook book page and other photographs and all the activities I'm doing. Sometimes I'm putting some on the Facebook and people are liking it, people are asking questions, people are commenting on it. So sometimes negative comments, sometimes positive comments, but I am okay because I just want people to comment whichever way you feel, because once you are able to see it and you comment, that means it has hit your mind. So it's all the work of the social media. And the children even don't know the names of the voodoos and all these things. So and some of them they can remember. Those who were elder children could remember that their father used to call this one this and that. And then I prayed to them and fed them. And then I also and there they told the voodoos told me that the junior son should be in charge of them. So I started teaching the juniors on how to pray to the voodoos. So that's what you saw in that video. And I also, because they have not been fed for a long time, and also some of the herbs that had made or formed these voodoos had not gotten power anymore. So what I did is that I prepared that awudi, talisman, so that I can keep it in the room to energize the voodoo so that it can be active. So when the children pray to them, they can, and when they get money in the future, we can go and change. We'll ask the mirror and other things and change the herbs and to activate. But then it also depends on them if they are really ready to continue doing what their father did. But I did everything because when I got there, the spirit directed me. Even there is a place that there was something, but this place is now had been cemented. But when I got there, they showed me the point. The spirit showed me the point immediately, and then I prayed there and I did what I could do there. And the chicken took a very long time to die because the spirits were tired. It's just like something that is tired before it will really take. It's no more strong. It's weak, like a hungry man who has been hungry for long. Even if you give him cocoa to drink, it will take long before it can take one spoon at a time. Before, after some time, it will go slowly, and the body will start to receive the energy. So that's what I did for them. So in your case, if your ancestors' shrine is there and no one has been attending to it, and you wish to feed them, but first you have to do a consultation and make sure whether they wanted you to feed them. And if they had come in your reading many times that you should feed them, then you have all these things. Then you have to take up a qualified person who can hear spirits. It's not just anybody who is a drama. People are full of drama. They do things like the people we see on some of our pages. People are full of drama. There are some people who are very good in acting. Yeah, they make everything to look as if everything is fearful. But there are people also, God has given them the sixth sense, that they can hear, they can see. So such people, whenever they go, whatever is there, whether they are dead people or spirits, those spirits and those dead people or ancestors will communicate into the minds of these priests or the sixth sense candidates, and they could be able to find out what the exact information is there, and then they will deal with it, and then you begin to see the changes. And when we did that for them, a lot of things have changed in their life since then. Voodoo is a practical thing. It's not a theoretical thing. It's a practical thing, and it's not drama. Yes, people play drama in it, but Voodoo is not drama. Yeah, it's not drama. It's reality. People just try to create things and mix up a whole lot of things, because a lot of people are mixing up Chinese traditional spirituality with our African traditional spirituality. Yeah, that's why people are having heaven money. There is nothing like a heaven money in Voodoo. But people are now trying to put heaven money. They printed some paper monies, and they say these are heaven money. So if you want your ancestor to send you money, then you go and bend this one for them. And it's not a Voodoo concept. It is never a Voodoo concept. But it's people who are, especially people in the diaspora, who are confused, don't know which one is which one. They're just mixing anything, and they call it Voodoo. People are just mixing up all kind of things. Hinduism is Hinduism. It's not Voodoo. Or it is not Ewe Vodu. Yeah, I won't say it's not Voodoo, but it's not Ewe Vodu. And traditional Native Americans practice is also a Voodoo of the Native medicine, but it is not Ewe Vodu. So when people begin to mix all kind of things together without really demarcating and knowing which one is which one, that is when we have all these confusions and all kind of things. Is it coming? Everything okay?
Yes. There's a question from YouTube. Hanuram.
Hanuram.
From US.
From USA, yes.
When someone is born with an obligation to become a priest, is it true that spirits will worry them at a certain point in life to become an initiate?
How do you know that you are born to be a priest? That's the first question I will ask in answering that question. Who told you that you are born to be a priest? And how do you know that you are born to be a priest? You can't just wake up and imagine that you are born to be a priest, like what many people are doing and deceiving themselves and deceiving other people. You will have to be told by somebody, either by a psychic, a priest, or through a reading, that they will tell you that you are born to be, you are a priest born. Then you can now go upon it. But just by imagining that you are having difficulties in life means you are born to be a priest. No. You must first find out whether you are who you are. And if you are able to find out who you are, that is what is going to tell you whether you are born to be a priest or you are not born to be a priest.
Roy King on Facebook passed a comment. He says seeking spiritual powers to manipulate things in one's favor is cheating, and nature will not forgive such people.
Roy, leave it to whoever is doing it. It is not your place to tell whether nature will forgive the person. You are not nature, and you are not the one who passed judgment. So you leave that to whoever is doing it. That's not your problem, because you are not the one going to tell who to be punished or who is not to be punished. Let nature punish who it seems thinks needs to be punished. It's not your place.
Brian Abel says, good afternoon. Greetings from Savannah region. I dream about using he says, I dream about using neem tree sticks to cross a river. Does neem tree stick have spiritual values?
Yes, neem trees have a spiritual value in Ewe Vodu. They call them kodebuti, means that when you are doing something against your spiritual nature, and things that if you are doing something wrong about against your own spiritual nature, those are the herbs that they will use in cleansing you. So by using a neem tree to cross a river, I don't understand what the dream is. But neem trees have spiritual values, especially when they need to cleanse you from your own bad behaviors that the spirits are not happy with. Yeah, so I'm saying hello to Brian Secho. How are you? Long time.
There's a question on Facebook from Street Boy. Can Voodoo help in obtaining visa?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know whether Voodoo is a passport officer or is an immigration officer or not. But Voodoo can help you in gaining favor. But I cannot tell you that it's going to get you to get the visa. So people who put visa application on their, people who put visa and quick money on their signboards, go and ask them. Maybe they have been doing it for people, but what I do here is different.
Ado Mahama wrote or passed a comment on Facebook. He says, please, we want to know the deep explanation of reincarnation and karma.
The reincarnation and karma. What do they mean? Reincarnation is simply that to be born back. I'm not the one who determines who should be born back or who shouldn't be born back. That is the order of nature. And if you will not be born back, you will not be born back. If you will be born back, you will be born back. Why do you worry about it? Do your best in this lifetime. And if you will be born back, you will be born back. If you will not be born back, does it really matter? It is the person that lives life that knows whether you'll be born back or you'll not be born back. And people so much get worried about reincarnation. What do you want to do with the reincarnation? Think about your life now. If you can do your life correct this way, if you reincarnated, if there is reincarnation, then it is better for you. If you will not use your life properly in this lifetime or you don't do good things, and if there is reincarnation, then it will be against you. Because what you sow is, whatever you sow is what you reap. So why are you people so much worry about reincarnation? What do you want to do with the reincarnation? Do your best in this lifetime. That's what you are given. That's what you know.
Daryl Hirura. Hi everyone, Papa. I'm trying to find a teacher so I can learn how to practice Voodoo. I can't. What is a good approach to someone?
To someone like him?
Yes.
Oh, if you are trying to learn Voodoo, Voodoo is a practical lesson. It is not theory. The theoretical aspect is what we are doing on Facebook, like what we are doing on this question and answer section on the ReVodution platform, trying to demystify and break it down to a common understanding. If you want to practice Voodoo, you need to be initiated into Voodoo. No one can initiate you online. It is a practical thing. There are certain kind of Voodoo they can send the item to you and send you the paradise seed to swallow. Yes, that is also there, but it's also a form of initiation. But the real initiation is a practical thing that you can. Even when I send you something over there that you should take this and initiate, especially for protection, and you, I give it to you. When you receive those items physically, you need to call me so that I can use the telephone to give you the incantation and tell you what to do and what words I'll be saying, and I'll tell you to repeat the same. And if you are lucky, by the conversation we'll be having, the effect that when you are with me practically can happen on you over millions of thousands of kilometers away. But then it depends on individuals. So Voodoo is a practical thing. You need to get a practical teacher. And I believe there are practical teachers everywhere. It may not be easy for you to find them, but there are. In every community, everywhere in the world, there are good people and there are bad people. If you are really desperate to find a good person, yes, you may meet a lot of bad people, but eventually and finally, you will find a good person to teach you.
He asked the same question again.
I think that's what I have just answered.
Yes, please share.
Yes, everybody share. Please share so that more people can join in the conversation and be able to ask questions. Share on your platforms, please, and tell them that we are live.
Someone also asked what is the sin?
Sin. We answer. See, there's a question there that somebody is asking what is a sin. Did you see?
No,
Where?
Sometimes questions. Some are here, some are there.
No, but if they appear somewhere, then they have to appear everywhere.
I don't know, because sometimes you have questions like this.
Okay, these ones are I'm following. I've not reached those ones.
Oh, okay.
So then move it up. Move it up. Move it up. So there's a
If
question
you don't
right
reach.
now.
These ones are at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. You follow your
So let them be moving it up so we'll be snappy so that we answer everybody's question. Otherwise we will forget it. Yeah, what is the next question then?
Van Perry from US says many people feel drawn into voodoo by a force or spirit. Can you talk about this phenomenon where spirits worry someone or call them priesthood?
Say where priesthood, the spirit will worry people to take them to priesthood. That's what I have just answered. How do you know? You cannot be having psychosis and then without doing a reading and checking, and you tell that the spirits are calling you. You cannot just, because you have a trauma and all these things, then you say spirits are calling you. And some people just call themselves that I am an old soul. Who told you you are an old soul? Voodoo is not just imagination, it's practical. So if you are having some problem, do a reading. And when you in the reading and they told you that the voodoos are worrying you or are disturbing you because they want you to be their voice, then you know that yes, I have spirits around me who want me to be their voice. And so what should I do? Then that will be your next question. And then when you get the question get answered, if you what to do, go and do a reading. And through a reading, you will be given direction. If you are supposed to be initiated into the voodoo, then you'll be initiated. If you are supposed to be initiated into whatever, you'll be initiated. But don't just sit down and be imagining because somebody is crazy, so the voodoo is worrying you. Who did the reading or who you consulted and told you that spirits are worrying people that they should become priests?
Henry G.H. says, I got to be your full-time cameraman. And then Nana Clement says,
I don't understand that question.
He passed the comment.
That he wants to be
your full-time cameraman.
We are here anytime, Henry.
And Clement says you're a great man.
Oh, thank you very much, Clement. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Oshi Baba says, hello house. Thanks for the good work you are doing, Papa. Keep the candle burning. My question is, do talking spirits exist? I made an argument with a man who said a talking spirit exists in addition. Can people use witchcraft to do good? Thank you.
Yes, Oshi Baba, thank you. I will say it simply, there is nothing like a talking spirit. from my many years of experience over spiritual through Africa, Asia, and North America, I have not really met any talking spirits. All the talking spirits that I have met were liars, were scammers, people who were pretending to be spirits, people who hide behind curtains and pretend to be dwarfs, and are talking as if the dwarfs were talking. Spirits are not human beings, so they don't speak in human voice. So if you meet anybody who is telling you that spirits are talking spirits, those people, priests who are hiding in the corner or make a curtain in one corner and they face the wall and start to make some. Look at the back of their ears and this thing, and you will see that it is moving. That means they are talking, and this is called in English ventriloquism, or in entertainment field it's called ventriloquism. So that is called those people who practice that they are called ventriloquists. I'm sure you might have seen some puppet. Somebody will hold a puppet on stage, and then when the puppet is on the stage, the person will be speaking inside their throat, but the puppet's mouth will be talking and making actions and all these things. That's what our people are practicing in the spiritual room, and telling people that spirits are talking. It does not exist. From my own experience, I have not seen a spirit talking.
Davis says, good day, sir. What is sin?
What is sin? Sin is doing something against your inner self, which you or you yourself is not good, but you do it or you did it against your inner self. That's all that sin is. Crime, on the other hand, is the man-made laws. So when you break man-made laws, you commit a crime. But a sin is against you yourself, your inner self. So that's the difference between crime and sin. But a lot of times people don't know the difference, so they use crime as a sin. If somebody is a drug dealer, he's a criminal. He's not a sinner. But then if he can be called a sinner, then he knew that he's destroying other people's soul by doing the kind of business he's doing. Because people may take drug and they will lose their mind and lose their identity and lose their everything. And if the person is still doing that and know that his business is destroying people, but still he is continuing doing it, then it can be called a sin, because he is going against the wishes of their inner self. But just as a business, because the law says don't smoke ganja, and you are smoking ganja, it's not a sin, but it's a crime, because the state laws have written that you shouldn't do it. It's human laws have written down that you should not do it. But if you are smoking ganja and ganja gives you a high mind and makes your mind clear, and you are able to produce and help humanity, you have become productive to yourself and to humanity, then it is not a sin. But if you are smoking ganja and that smoking of ganja will take you into other criminal activities and destroying yourself and destroying other people, then it's a sin. So sin is doing something against your own inner self.
Okay. Abdul Muhammad says, please don't get angry. Ellington Tam.
You are here, Abdul.
Ellington Tam. Yes.
Yeah, my brother, how are you, Ellington? Long time I saw you wearing the chief's clothing and holding your cane. Looks very, very beautiful and very handsome. Thank you.
He says, great one, sir. Watching from Nigeria. Please, we need to preserve his knowledge. That is your knowledge in practical. Toby, when are you writing a book?
It will come out. The book will come out. We've got a lot of data stored up, and once we compile them together, there are more than 10 books.
Daryl Herura says thank you.
Thank you to Daryl. We are very grateful that you join us and for your questions.
Okay. Yeye Iyanifa Omitosin says, Ase and blessings from Europe. What does Voodoo know about born origins like shamans, seers, mediums, etc.? What place they have on the tree of Voodoo, and how they get educated.
Okay, Yanifa, what the tree of life? There's no tree of life in Voodoo. There's tree of life in Kabbalah, in all other things, but in Voodoo, I have not really studied anything like this is the tree of life in Voodoo. Maybe in Ifa, there may be a tree of life, but as far as my lessons and knowledge and things I have learned, I've not even come across the word tree of life in Voodoo. Maybe it is in Ifa, maybe it is in, even in Afa, I don't come across the tree of life. But when you are talking about CS and all these things, those are the people I'm talking about as people who have the sixth sense, people who have the extra sensory perception ability or gift. Some of them become pastors. Some of them are priests. Some are not even they are into science and doing scientific research. And some are practicing Voodoo. Those are the people we call the seers. Like me here, I am a sixth sense candidate. That's why I use the magic mirror. Because the magic mirror is not a formula. The compilation of the magic mirror may be a formula, but once you have been initiated into it, the formula doesn't. The formula is only the incantations to take you from this physical world into the psychic world, where you can see and then bring it back into the physical plane. So, on the tree of life, it does not exist in Voodoo. But then, if you have some reference, maybe in Haitian Voodoo, it exists, but in our Ewe Vodu, there is nothing like a tree of life that I have learned of as at yet. Maybe in the future I may come across the tree of life in Voodoo, but so far, for my 40 years of struggling on the spiritual path to find my way, I have not yet come around the tree of life in Voodoo. Yeah, but there's a lot of people in Voodoo whose sixth senses are active. And in Voodoo, we have processes and methods and formulas that can help activate your sixth sense and you become a seer. But then if you are born with it, it makes it easier, but you still need to know how to regulate and direct it properly to know whether what you are seeing is real or it is just an imagination. Without testing and then recording and then re-recording and then retesting over something, you cannot be very sure whether you are a sixth sense or you are a seer by birth. You may have vivid dreams, some that may come true, some may not come true. But to be a very active sixth sense or a seer or somebody who is born with a vision, you need to be trained again. But then if you are lucky and you just have it already and it's happening for you, then God bless you.
Ifadara says, I appreciate your honesty and respect, Papa. And then Yila
Thank you very much, Ifadara. Thank you very much.
Yila Okai says she's watching from Japan.
Oh, thank you, Ila. How are you?
Van Perry from US asks, when a priest offends his spirit, is it possible they may punish or hurt the priest?
Yes, Van. What happened is that when you are a priest and you have some deities or principalities, spirits, voodoo, or whatever name you want to call them, entities, intelligences, people have all kind of names for the same thing. Depend on the culture you are coming from. In our Ewe culture, we call them all voodoo. That's what it is. That's why the word voodoo, 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 because all these principalities, identities or entities, spirits, deities, intelligences, angels, saints, just call them or just name them. In our culture, they are called voodoo. Simple and short, voodoo. So when you have some voodoos with you, or when you have a voodoo or a deity or a principality or an intelligence or a saint or an angel, archangel with you, just like we human beings are, we have certain things that we don't like. Like, let's say I don't like eating pork. Pork is not my favorite food. And then I happen to have a spirit, and the spirit also does not eat pork. Now, if someone who eats pork acquires this spirit that doesn't eat pork, or the spirit does not like pork, the spirit may have its own reason why it doesn't like pork. I don't know. But then someone who acquired this spirit or got this intelligence or this principality or deity or whatever to work with, and then pork is the person's favorite food. So when you eat the pork, when you approach the spirit will tell you that I don't eat pork, so please don't come near me. You can eat your pork, but when you eat your pork, please don't come near me. The spirit will advise you. But if you don't listen to the advice of the spirit and you eat or you ate pork, and you decided to go and work with the spirit can punish you. It can choose not to talk or do something to harm you because you are harming its vibration. Because maybe by eating pork, it disturbs its vibration and its wavelength. That's why it has given you a warning or an advice that if in case you should eat your favorite food, please don't come and work with me. Like this Avlapo here. I don't know if people can see saying this Avlapo. This is also a spirit, and these are part of it. This particular spirit, this is the male. The male, it's a male and female. The female is in a pot, and this is the male. The male, when you eat palm oil, supposing you have eaten something cooked with palm oil, you can still work with the male. But the female, which is the pot, when you touch palm oil, you cannot work with it. You cannot go and pray to it. You cannot do anything with it. But if you feel that, oh, you are the master, that's why you go there. When you get hurt or harm, it's your own palaver. Because before you will be initiated into it, they will tell you things that you should do and what you shouldn't do. That is why it is not advisable for people just to see anything on social media or in a movie or anything and start thinking that they can just do it for themselves, because every spirit or every voodoo has got its do's and don'ts. And the person who is initiating you into them should be the best person to tell you that don't do this, but do this, so that you will not hurt yourself. So when the spirits are offended, they can choose to hurt you even physically, or they will fail to work with you next time you want to work with them. They may decide even to vacate and leave you completely because you are not following their regulation. And then you will think that because the physical thing that you have been given called the voodoo is there, so it is still there. The spirit inside is gone.
Okay. Kweku Davis says, question on sin well answered, and then he understands it.
Thank you very much, Kweku. I'm very grateful.
Okay. Sema Israel says, great answer on the same question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sena, too.
Ifadara says, awesome.
Thank you, Ifadara.
Shamba Musa Muhammad says, hello from Ohio. When spirits show themselves to people who can see, what do they appear as?
Shamba Musa, how are you? Yeah, the scammer is using your name Musa. Right, but I know it's not you, like we laughed over it, or that you are Shamba Musa Muhammad, and he is a scammer, call himself Musa, wherever he stole your name from, I don't know. But anyway, when spirits appear to people, they appear in different forms. When spirits want to take physical expression or physical nature, they appear in a form that you can comprehend and receive them. if the spirit is wanted to frighten you, it will appear in a form of a frightful entity in such a way that you'll be scared. And if the same spirit wants to show itself to you in a very beautiful form, it will come in a form that you will not be afraid. It depends. Spirits can take any form of their choice. There is no specific form that they should. But negative spirits are there and positive spirits are there. And each one, maybe the negative spirits will take a form in which you will see and know that this is a negative spirit. And then a positive spirit will take a form in which it will show you that this is a positive spirit. Like I was saying the last Saturday's this and that. When I was a boy, I met a dwarf who I wasn't not with anybody. I went to toilet in the pit toilet in my grandfather's cocoa farm somewhere alone in the afternoon, and I saw this thing. It didn't frighten me. I just saw that the thing was sitting on a small horse. I thought it was elephant. And then later when I grew up, I came to understand that dwarves ride on a wild boar, the bush pig. So what I saw was actually a boar, a wild pig. But then because I was a child, I thought because of the tusk, because I only knew that only elephants had tusks, so I thought it was an elephant. But it wasn't a frightening thing, otherwise I wouldn't have chased it to verify. So spirits appear to you in a form that they choose to, but if they want to scare you, they will appear in a form that will frighten you. But if they want to be friendly with you, they will appear in a friendly form so that you can get closer to them. Musa, I hope I have, Musa Shamba, I hope I have answered your question.
Okain says yes, you need to write a book. Yemifa Omintosin says, not tree of life, I mean the ancestors tree in Voodoo.
But Yemifa, I want to understand what is the ancestors tree in Voodoo. I don't understand. Because when you say ancestors, like in my family line, my ancestors came from my great-grandfather. So when I start invoking, I invoke from that my great-grandfather all the way down to my father. Or sometimes I start invoke, I always invoke from that great-grandfather all the way down to my father. That's how my ancestral tree of life is. But then if there's anything else apart from that, you can clarify it if I understand that and I know the answer, or I think I can answer, sure, I will give you the answer. But when you say ancestral tree in Voodoo, because you know, one thing is that the Ewe Vodu is not like the Yoruba Ifa, where you have these pantheon spirits of Yamaya, this and that, this Obatala. We don't have that. We don't have that. Voodoo is just, someone can have a voodoo that other people may not have. Like I have this abochi here. Yes, some people have abochi. It's very common. Some people, it's not very common, but some people have abochi. And some people even call it kofi. They call it kofi. People have a different name for it. But then abochi, which means a friend or padiman in Hausa. So it is there. Some people will have it. Okay, I have Akain here. There's the original Akain, and this is the one that we have as a base in the house when we travel with the don't leave home without it. And this one is always at the home, but we can't travel with it very easily unless we have a very big occasion that we take the bigger one. But then this one fits into my pocket and into my bag, so it goes everywhere in the world with me easily. Some people may not have Akain, and not many people in Voodoo will even know about Akain. And then some people's Akain may not be in this form. Some even they are making it inside the Asanka or inside the effing pot. And then some people they make their own inside some people's own is inside what do you call it? It's inside a pot. Yes. Okay. And this Togwe Ablakpo is here. And the Ablakpo is one spirit. And then they have different Akpo. So some people may not have aplapo, but they may have akpo. So the Ewe Vodu is not like the Ifa concept, which is more of a religious concept by placing Oduduwa or Olodumare at the top, whereby other spirits fall under. No. The Voodoo, like people will say Voodoo da, Voodoo hebia, so Voodoo this thing, they are all there, but there are so many people who have Voodoos that don't have anything to do with Voodoo da or whatever. So the system of Ifa and Orisha is a little bit different from Afa and Voodoo. A little bit different, even though the Afa is originally came from the Yoruba people or from Nigeria, but the Ewes have adopted Afa and had made it their own in such a way that we have our own explanation of the Afa when the oracle or the Odus fall, and then the way we explain it and the way we call it is totally, not totally, but somehow a little bit different from the way the Yorubas call their own. The only word that is common is the meji, which is the double, which it means that shows you that it originated from the Yorubas or from Nigeria. So, so the question of ancestral tree of life, I don't really understand it.
Monica Kova says, good morning from New York. Blessings.
Yeah, Monica, good morning. How are you? Hope you are fine.
Okay. Evans Jalove says he's from Ho. He's watching from Ho.
Yeah, Evans, like me for you there. Me I will dodgy. I pen and me join me.
Please, why is it that when people go to fetch for Asiyo, later on it turns to witchcraft? Why, please?
When people fetch what?
Asiyo.
When people went to fetch Asiyo. Okay. Asiyo, as the word is in Ewe, Asiyo means attraction, something that can bring market to you. Asi is market or business, and sometimes it can also mean spouse. Asi. So something that can draw a spouse to you, or bring a market to you, or business to you, in Ewe is called Asiyo. Yo means to call, to bring to, or to pull towards you. Asiyo, how to get the market. A lot of people who go to get Asiyo in the olden days and even today, some Asiyos are there and are supposed to be fed from time to time. And when you get an Asiyo or an attraction spirit, and it has worked for you for so long, it has worked for you for many years and giving you all that it is, and you have been feeding it. It got to a point that some people become older and they lose the dynamism to continue doing what they have been doing for their voodoo, to get business or get attraction or get things going on. So they stop feeding these voodoos for a very long time. But the voodoos are supposed to be there to work for you, and it is for life. And if you stop feeding them, they begin to demand for food. And west of the West, I don't want people who are gender equality people in the world to get angry with it. This is a fact in Voodoo. When a woman is young and she is struggling to make business or get a husband or get things done, and she goes in for Asiyo. Everybody open your ears and listen very carefully. And goes in for Asiyo. And maybe she does not feed the Asiyo regularly once in a while. But because the woman is menstruating, so anytime that she menstruated, blood falls or blood comes out of her, that Asiyo benefits. That spirit benefits from it. So when the woman gets to a menopause state whereby she is no more menstruating, then the Asiyo Voodoo also is not going to be getting any blood. And then they are also not killing any animal for it and all this things. So it begins to look for blood. It begins to look for food. And that is when it turns into witchcraft. So when you have a CEO and you get to a point that you know you cannot handle it, you best thing is to dismiss it. Or how to dismiss it is to send it to the people who have made it for you. And if the priest is no more alive and the shrine is no more alive, you can consult other spiritualists who are equally good people or good spiritualists to do a reading and see what to do and how to dismiss the spirit so that the spirit will not later be with you and you cannot take care of it and it will begin to demand for food and then start to catch people around you. So Zion, what is it? Evans, I guess you have understood my answer. If it is not clear, you can still ask a follow-up question.
Kofi K says, good afternoon, Toby.
Yeah, Kofi, how are you?
When you sacrifice an animal to a Voodoo, can you still eat that same animal?
We chop it every time, quick. We make lice soup. That's why I was saying. That's why I was saying that the African man's Voodoo eats pepper soup. They eat fufu, they eat jemple, papransa. So when you kill the animal for the Voodoo only needs the blood, and after the blood is taken. Because inside the blood is where the life is. So the Voodoo or the Voodoo entity needs that life force to empower itself to be strong. So when you kill the animal, the time of the animal, that's why we don't kill the animal finish and then come and show it to the Voodoo. You kill the blood on the Voodoo so that the Voodoo can get the while the blood is coming out of the animal that you are sacrificing. The Voodoo will now capture that life force and use it to build its own self and work for you. The remaining carcass is for chop. Unless, of course, if the Voodoo say that don't eat the meat, especially when we are feeding the witches. The witches can tell you that this animal you are killing for us, we don't want anybody to take even a single piece out of it. Then you don't. But if your ears are hard and you are stubborn and you say, oh, this doesn't mean anything, you can go and try it and see. Your blockers will grow big like this and you will see there's something different somewhere.
Monica Kova says, this is excellent information because it makes sense. The food that is not accepted is very crucial to the spirit if you want to work with them.
Yes.
Okay. Sarah also commented on a few of the posts to help people understand, to better understand. Sena also the same. So Uli X Kwame says, hello, this is Toby.
Toby.
Here's Roka from Tema, please.
Toby, Ayedroka. Okay. Toby, Nchobedo. That's the Toby who came last time.
From Tema.
Yes, he came last Saturday to be with us.
Oh, okay.
The one we live in Japan together. Yeah.
He says, please write a book.
Oh, you Toby Mercy. Happy. Me no gonna go. I got you cry. All I'm gonna go do. And you talk about what I see. I'm gonna buy. But you go to the globe. Like information only that the information is there, and we are putting them together, and it will come out in the form of a book for sure.
Ifadara also said yes, it is. She was responding to one of the statements you made. Van Perry from US asks, do solar spirits like Akain cause you to radiate? What would be the effects of working with lunar spirits?
Yeah, solar spirit like Akain, we say that it's from the sun sphere. It makes you to shine. Lunar spirits also let you shine, also in their own way. People who are dealing with lunar spirits tend to be able to deal with emotional situations because the lunar as they call us in lunatic. People who are crazy are called lunatic because the phases of the moon affects them. It's also in Voodoo that people know that at certain times of the month that certain energies or the moon is very strong, and the effect of the moon is very strong, and it has effect on human beings. So when you are dealing with lunar spirits, it is the same. I don't have too many lunar spirits with me, but I am sure I have some. But then when I get to that, I will begin to teach you people about it.
Ushi Baba says, Papa, please, if I wish for Abuchi, can I get it?
Ushi Baba, I am willing to give Abuchi to anyone who wants to get it. But before I can give you Abuchi, I must know and ask the Voodoo if it will work with you. And then it is not an online thing that I'll ask the Voodoo whether it will work with you. It's a physical thing that you have to be physically in my presence. And then if I ask the Voodoo and the Voodoo says yes, it wants to work with you, then when I start the process, it will make it easier for me because the Voodoo itself is ready to work with you. But just to tell you as if Voodoo is in the market to come and buy and go, no, I don't think so. These things are very precious to me. They are like my father's, and I don't just give them out to people for the sake of the money they will pay me. No.
If Sarewa wants to know whether there's a special way to pray to a good destiny.
Yes, there's special way to pray to your destiny. It's just like praying to your ancestors. When you wake up, pour water or drink and say, call yourself a Sarewa's destiny. I am feeding you. Whatever you are, please try to express yourself in me and open the doors for me so that I can be able to set you up and know the proper way. Because like we were saying, the song that we sing, Ese Popolito, Ese Datafia, Ese Joto, Ame Joto, Ese Enananu Ame, Ese Etenanu Ame. When they say Ese Tenanu Ame, people were thinking that when they say Ese Tenanu Ame, means it will make a boil on your listen. No, means Ese gives, and Ese also can deny you. When your life is denying you and opportunities are not coming, it is your own Ese who is denying you those opportunities. So we say Ese tenanu ame, means Ese gives, and at the same time Ese denies you. So that's why the song says that everything to have a good child, get a good husband, or good wife, it is Ese who gives. To get a good child or bad child, it's Ese that gives or denies you a good thing. So Ese gives and Ese denies. So when you pray to Ese, you say call the name Ese Popoliko, Ese Datafia, Ese Joto, Ame Joto. Ame Joto means the one that has become human, like me. It is my destiny who has taken this form. That's why I'm in this form. So the day my destiny leaves this physical body, I am a dead person. So Ese Joto, Ame Joto, Ese Nanu Ame, Ese Tenu Ame. Then you can go on to ask Ese to give you good things to come your way. That you don't want bad things to be coming your way. So it should teach you, or she should teach you how to get the good things coming your way. The process is there. When we are setting up the good Ese for people, we teach you all the process, because if you look at the videos, we don't use knife to kill animal for Ese. Ese itself must accept its animal through a process where you lay the chicken back, its back and face up, or the chest up, and then you start saying the incantations of Ese, and somehow it will die. So that is how it is in our culture. Even when we are doing the negative Ese, we don't use a knife to kill animal for it. So it is even when you are doing the positive one too. You don't use knife to kill an animal for it. The say itself must accept its food. That's why there's a song in the essay that we say, Blailo Esenye Blaima we nawa boboga. Blaima we nawa boboga. Esenye Blelo Esenye Blema we nawa boboga. Which simply means that, oh my destiny, please bind it so that I can kill it for you. My destiny, please bind it so that I can kill it for you. So that shows that a set itself is the one going to bind the animal or suffocate the animal so the animal will die. I hope I have answered the Afia Sarwa's question.
Yes. The Cook Davis wants to know the relationship between voodoo and horoscope.
Okay, in voodoo we don't have a horoscope. Horoscope is a European and maybe Egyptian or Indian astrology. Yeah, horoscope comes from astrology. But you see, in the Ewe people, we don't have 12 months. The Ewes don't have 12 months that make a year. We have 13. We have 13 months that make a year. So there's a little bit different from what the Western astrology, which is based on 12 months, is. But Ewes, we have 13 months. So our months are always 28 days, 28 days. Our months do not go into 29 or 30 days or 31 days. The Ewes only have 28 days in a month. It's only now that some people are trying to adjust the Ewe calendar to look like the Western calendar. So astrology in Ewe, I may not be able to talk very much about it. Of course, we know, the Ewes know about the heavens, and that's why they will tend to some angle or look at certain time of the day or time of the night to do sacrifices, because that corresponds with the astrological thing. But we are not directly talking about astrology. Because once you have your essay destiny, because it is upon your destiny that everything is. So it is not your star in astrology that makes your changes. Yes, it may affect you if you are using Western and Chinese astrologies to do. Yes, you can see some similarities in it. But we as Ewes or in Ewe Vodu, the whole thing is based on your body or on your essay. Once these two are set, whether you are in the month of January or in the month of December, it does not matter. The cell should be able to guide you through the lane where I came to study that they want to practice voodoo, but they don't like blood. They don't like to see blood, so is there any way that they will not do sacrifices? I said, why do you want to practice voodoo? There are so many other spiritual practices that don't use blood. Well, go and practice them. If you want to practice voodoo, it is blood. And if you want to practice voodoo, it is regulations and rules. It is not a force to come and practice voodoo, but if you have the interest in going to practice voodoo, then you must be ready to follow the rules. The first part of the question, give me the first part of the question.
Can herbs work without it being associated with voodoo or juju?
Yes, herbs are herbs. But can you just walk to a herb and say, herb, tell me what you can do? The people who has given us the knowledge of herbs to use were juju people, and they were voodoo people. So if you want to work with herbs without what knowledge they are passing down on, it's up to you. Go and ask the herb what it can do, maybe to tell you. Then don't follow the people who were juju people and voodoo people who put their knowledge down. Then don't follow those ones. You can. The herbs are there. You can all see them. You can walk to them and ask them, what can you do? And maybe they can tell you.
Evangeline says, thank you for answering the question. Evangeline from Ho says, thank you. This is a major problem in Ho Central.
Evans, how do you know it's a major problem? Are you there with the people who got Asiyo before you know that it's a major problem?
No, I think it's related.
Maybe in his house. Don't say the major problem in Ho. Which part of Ho, and then you say it's a major problem. Interesting.
Carlos Slim says watching from Takrady.
Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Welcome to ReVodution Facebook Live.
Julio Zeus says, Papa, if Voodoo priests perform sacrifice for an individual, does the individual need to believe in it before it works or not?
Voodoo is a practical thing. It's not a faith-based tradition. Voodoo is not faith-based. You don't need to believe anything in Voodoo. If a Voodoo man say, I'll kill you today, believe it or not. If you like, you can go and tell Pope Francis to put all the Bibles in the world around you. You will die. You don't need to believe it. It's not a belief thing. It's a practical thing. Or you can even let the Pope put you inside his cassock. Then you can hide inside that. If Voodoo say you will die, they will catch you wherever you are. So it is not a faith. You don't need to believe anything in Voodoo for it to work for you. So when a Voodoo priest performs a ritual for you, it is not your belief that is going to make it work. It is the formula. If the formula that he is using or he uses is accurate and authentic, it will work. Whether you believe or you don't believe, it will work. Voodoo is a practical thing. It's not a faith or faith-based practice. That's why people cannot. No. You don't need to be a tough guy and put so many talismans around your head and face like these malams we are seeing on Facebook who wear some. And then it is communicating with me, or they are communicating with me and working with me. I don't need to be on the ladder of Voodoo da, or Hebiaso Voodoo, or Voodoo such, Voodoo this or this thing. No. Voodoo is totally different. That's why it's not a religion. Somebody may get this Akai, and that's all that he has. That he can do everything in his life, and Akai will guide him, because these Vodus are universal entities and universal divinities and universal bodies, whatever you name you want to call it. We call it spirits or we call it Voodoo in very simple. They are spirits. Whether God himself is also a spirit. Whether God is there as a singular entity, that is yet to be proven. But in Voodoo, God is not a singular entity. It is a combination of energies, forces, nature that make Voodoo. That's why we don't have that structure of this. I think in Christianity, Jesus is the head. And then Michael and other angels come, and then God. I think God doesn't exist anymore in Christianity, because God does not exist in Christianity anymore, because it's become Jesus. So there's no God again. No. I mean, I'm serious.
Oh, but with some of the sects, they believe they have God, they have Jesus on its right side.
Okay. If you say so, turn the camera on Senna, what he's saying. Because why he's saying Christianity doesn't have God anymore? Because Jesus became God. And they're teaching our children every day that Jesus is God.
That's
so where is God?
That's one of the things that doesn't make sense to me anyway.
Christianity doesn't have God.
Because some say they have God, then they have Jesus.
Okay.
Seated on the right hand with a lot of issues. So, in the left or no So I was trying to talk about religion, and I'm trying to explain about religion. Voodoo is not a religion because we don't have that structure. And I was trying to say that in Christianity, I think Jesus is the head, the highest, and then other people, until it gets to the pastors, they become the lower ones who will tell you where to find God. Yeah, maybe also in our Voodoo it's the same, but God does not exist in Christianity anymore because Jesus is God. But when I was a child, they always told us Jesus was the Son of God. That we never, when we were growing up, we were never told Jesus was God. We were always told that Jesus was the Son of God. So there is a God, and then that was his favorite son. But now in today's Christianity, God has given his seat to Jesus, so God doesn't work anymore. He does not exist anymore, or maybe he exists but he does not work anymore. He's just sitting down watching his son do everything, so people forget him. Because people now say the Father and the Son are one, so Jesus is God. Okay? Me in Voodoo, we don't have it that way. God is God, and God is nature, and God is in everything. God expresses himself or herself in everything, so God is everywhere. So that's why Voodoo cannot be a religion.
Alessandro Gatamelata says, Puis d'église c'est fa e igual a ifa, and then Anna translated. Alessandro is asking if fa is the same as ifa.
Yes, it is. We, the Yorubas call it ifa, the Eves call it afa or fa. It's the same. There's no difference. That's why we use the same bemeji, yokumeji, wolimeji, dimeji. So the same. There's no difference. Fa is ifa. Ifa is fa.
Jenna Rainier Henderson says, can you please explain spirit possession? How should we use it? And what if you are a solitary practitioner? Can you still be possessed to do good works?
I would advise you that you don't ask that question, because if you don't know about spirits, why do you want to get possessed by spirit and then and let that spirit work through you? If I am sitting in Africa, you are in Europe, or you are in America, you get possessed, and now I tell you that it's okay. Do I know which kind of spirit is possessing you? Whereby I will say it's okay. Until you know what spirits are and you know their story, then you can let spirit possess you. Or if you have a teacher who teaches you and to have control, because spirits, as much powerful as they may be, human beings are the ones who are giving them directions on the physical plane, and the spirits also are giving directions to human beings on the spiritual plane. We are physical, they are not physical. So when a spirit possesses you and you don't know how to control that spirit on this physical plane, you are in trouble. Because spirit can possess you and tell you to jump from the top building. And if you are crazy, you will jump and your body will die. So for this thing, don't practice what you don't know and what you don't understand. And when you are practicing Voodoo, when spirit possesses you, most of the time, there are other people around who can tell what spirit that is, and they will know how to neutralize the energy of that spirit so that you, as a human being, will be able to handle it. So without knowing those things and just read books or watch a video and then start practicing things, and when you are possessed, I'm not there, please. No, I mean, let's face reality. Because you haven't seen spirit possession before. When we do spirit, when spirit possess people, sometimes we have to tie the people up so that the spirit doesn't send them to run into the road. Yes, we have to tie them
sometimes they want to hurt them. They don't know that they are hurting themselves. So when people have to hold you, they hold you so that they restrict you from moving so that you don't hurt yourself. So when you practice spiritual possession and no one is there and you are just practicing, what about if the spirit tells you to go and put your hand inside the fire like Duncan Williams? You know that's what happened to him. That's why he lost his fingers. Well, he was practicing spiritism and he did not know, and then he decided to put his hand inside a finger inside a candle, and he put it in his hand bent. So it is not advisable when you don't have people to be around you. You don't just get spirit possession just by reading and listening. Let some teacher be there and watch you. That's my answer to that question.
Angela Wilson, who said, I feel that ancestral worship is the first religion and the most powerful, is saying that, I love that explanation. I feel this is true in all traditions. Ifadara is saying, Ifa is also a spiritual way of enlightenment and nature, honoring of our ancestors.
Yes, I understand that Afa, as we call it in Ewe, it's a key to the ancestral world, in the sense that Afa is a divination tool and guide, is the one that teaches and guides you to the spirit world, because it's in between the world of human beings and the world of the ancestors, the world of spirits and all that. So that's very true, Ifadara, you are right.
Nana Kukusa, she says, I love it.
Nana, good afternoon from Ghana. You are welcome.
Ifadara says, Acho, yes, they are all the same. That's for the Afa and Fa.
Yes, the same, they're the same.
Freddie Kushi or Kusi says, does one who have chronic sickness in Europe need to come to Ghana personally, or can he be healed anywhere?
You know,
Freddie Kusi.
Freddie Kusi, one thing our ancestors know and did it very well, and they left the lessons behind for us to learn, is that nature is such that you don't always have to be where the action is to find solutions. I don't know how to put it in a proper English way, but I mean, I'm not an Englishman. I'm from Aibela, Eveman. You know, what happened is that you in Voodoo, let me talk about Voodoo. That's where my background. You can be physically and you can be psychic too. You don't need to be. You don't need to be always there in person to be able to do a healing. And the person who is sick does not need to be physical always for a healing to be done. Because at the end of the day, it is not me as a person who is doing the healing. And also, the person who is sick is not the person that I am healing. We are healing the spirit or the soul or the atma, the inner self of the person who is sick. So, and I am not the one who possesses the power of healing. It is the deities, the gods, the ancestors, and the voodoos that we work with are the ones who possess the power. Me as a person, I am just an intermediary between, a messenger between the gods and man. So when you are far away and you are in a difficult situation and needed the healing, I don't have necessarily to be there physically to heal or do anything. What we do at African Magic Temple ReVodution is that we will ask the person who is sick to do a reading, and in that reading they will let us know what the person's situation is and what is happening currently in the person's life, what had happened in the past, and what is going to happen in the future. And once those things are put before us, the oracle or the spirits through the oracle will instruct us what things to do for the person, because you are having a physical body and at the same time you have a psychic body. We are going to heal your psychic body, because when the psychic body is healed, then the physical body is okay. You don't need anything. So we don't always have to be there. But then if you are lucky to be here at the shrine, it makes it easier for us. We don't need to stress ourselves to get to where you are.
Nana Kukusechi says, afternoon talk.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Yes, spirit possession is not easy.
Don't play with that.
Anakali is translating for Alessandro, saying Alessandro wants to know if in Haiti they practice the same voodoo as you do.
Tell Alejandro that the Haitians were Eves, or they are Eves. Most of them are Eves. So they took our voodoo from here. That word voodoo is not from Haiti. It is not their language. Because most of them don't know the meaning of what voodoo is. They think voodoo is just that. They think it's a religion. Voodoo is Ewe language. So it is the Eves who exported voodoo through slavery into Haiti. So it is the same thing. But the original home of voodoo is in West Africa among the Ewe and the Four people. So the Haitians are just a continuity of the voodoo culture in the diaspora, because voodoo cannot originate from Haiti, because who were the people living in Haiti before? Do they know the word voodoo?
Yeah, so I mean, Haitian voodoo comes and stems from West Africa, specifically the current present-day countries of Ghana, Benin, Togo, the Ewe and the Fon people in Haiti, and a lot of the words that are used in Haiti come from the Ewe and the Fon language. So the word Funo, Funga, all of these are coming from Ewe and Fon. Ati is a tree.
Ati means a tree.
So there are a lot of words that
they
use.
think that Ati means an old man who is like a family head.
Which I mean, that's where I mean. Is a. So yes, a lot of the practices are similar, but I believe that in Haiti they also incorporated other practices from different other parts of Africa.
We practice voodoo, or especially with the Eves and the Fon, we practice voodoo. People talk about palo, I have heard, but I have not really personally and physically seen any palo before. But if palo uses animal sacrifices, then it is voodoo in a different language. So yes, spirits are fed in. That's why we are going to do in 2 days' time, or from tomorrow, we start feeding the spirits and the Thanksgiving for the year. And we feed spirits. That's why we kill animals. We don't just kill the animal for fun. We kill them because the spirits want to eat. And as I said earlier, spirits don't eat physical food, but then the power, the blood, the life force in the blood of an animal is what the spirit will take and then empower itself to help you.
On YouTube, Raswan is asking that, can you explain what happens during mountain or possession? Please talk it.
No,
Like
I
that
don't know.
spirit
I
possession.
don't know what happened in a possession, because the person who is possessed is the only one who can tell you what is happening to him or happening to her. So if I sit down here and tell you that I'm going to explain what happens in this, I'm becoming a religious person. In possession, nothing is written down before it happens, if it is a real, true possession. But then I should also tell you that there are people who create drama in Voodoo shrines, even within a very authentic and serious shrines, people come there and create drama because they want it to be seen. So if it is a real possession, the person who is possessed is the only one who knows what is happening. But then when the person starts speaking or start acting, if he or she is possessed by voodoo, people who are real voodoo priests will know. And if it is a fake possession, to people who are real voodoo priests will know. That's all that I can say.
But what are some ways that you use to tell if, let's say, these people will just come to visit a temple and then somebody said the spirit has possessed them? What are some tips that you would say that these are things?
No, those things are for priests. It's not for ordinary people. So I'm not going to tell what is because if you tell them and that person knows that this is what you're saying, tomorrow you change his tricks. We don't tell them. We know.
No, so
our spirits should be able to tell us who is faking a possession.
Toby Dafliso, the late Toby Dafliso was saying that if people are fake priests and then they are possessed, then you take red pepper as if you want to put it into their eye, they'll run away. Whereas if the person, if
that one is too drastic and too.
But if the person is really possessed and you bring that red pepper, they will not run.
When it comes here and start to shout that
you can put red pepper in this eye.
You blinded. Sometimes my eyes. I mean, this is all fake. We know. You are hearing the voice of spirit and all this. I'll ask you questions, and I will also watch you and see whether you are really getting any information from the spirit world. We are real here.
Swain Welton is asking, is it normal to be possessed by spirits of your ancestors or other spirits that you are working with? Don't know if this has been answered already, just joining again.
Possession comes in different forms. Some possessions are just in form of a vibration. There are some possessions that become audible when the person will start to say things that are to come. That's what is real prophecy. There are some possession, the person will just be rolling on the floor or on the ground without saying anything. There are some possession, people will just go and start putting clothing or go inside the bush and put all kind of things. Some possessions, someone will go and hold a gun and is looking for somebody to shoot. So there are so many forms of possession. So when you say possession, it is not limited to just one way. So there are different forms of possession. But then, whichever possession is, the spirits are trying, if it is real, if it is a real possession, then the spirits are trying to communicate some information to the human beings on the physical plane or people who are working with them.
RC is asking, hello Papa Voncujovi, hello Senna, how do we best worship Seh? That's it.
To worship a Seh?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Oh, a Seh is your destiny. A Seh is you. A Seh is the real you. And a Seh is the first God that you should know. Why do I say so that a Seh is the first God that you should know? I was buffing my children's essay this afternoon before the section, and the essay was telling me that this question is going to come: what is essay and how to? So I should explain to people that essay is your first God before even you know your father and your mother. And before your mother and your father even saw you for the first time, essay had always been around you. Essay is the one who brought you to wherever you are. And when you are living wherever you are, as in death, and you are moving away from this faith, it's only your essay that will go with you. So before you become a Christian, before you become a traditionalist, before you become a Muslim or Buddhist or Hindu or whatever, get Voodoo or Afa, essay is the one who had guided you. Because when you were born into a family, if they are Muslim, then automatically you become a Muslim. And when they are Christians, when you are born into that family, then you automatically become a Christian. If they were Hindus, you automatically become a Hindu. If they were whatever, you automatically follow that path. But it is your essay that directed you to go to where you are going. So before you come in contact with religion or any form of worship, your essay has always been with you. So how do you work essay to your advantage? First, you must know what essay is. You must know that essay is the real you. This physical one will go, essay will remain the same. And it will mutate from one generation to another generation, from one tribe to another tribe, from one race to another race. Your essay is always the same. So you must know your essay and at night, and your body is lying down dead in your room or on your bed. Your essay is moving around in your dream. It's what goes around in your dream. It's the one that is visiting places and doing things and running around or fighting people and all these things. And when it is time for you to wake up, then the essay now comes and become one with the physical body, and then you are born. You wake up. Just like in birth too. When you are dead and your physical body is dead, your essay is roaming and moving about until it finds a physical body which is very congenial to its deeds, actions and reactions and everything, which will also be depending on the karma of the mother and the father coming together and having a conception. Then that essay, if it has a corresponding a wavelength, then it will enter into that fetus and be born as a child. I don't know whether it's making sense. I'm taking you people above the normal thing now, but then one day we'll get there. I don't want to teach certain things that people cannot understand until when the time comes. So when that essay is born now, it can be born a Muslim, it can be born a white man, it can be born a black man, it can be born anything. But then the essay is the one that remains the same. Like Jesus said, it's like an old wine in a new bottle. Huh? Are you getting me? It's like an old wine in a new bottle. So slowly that essay will now, with the environment, the people it will interact with, and all this in whatever environment it has come into, depending on itself, it has given direction, then it begins to learn that and slowly grow. So your essay will direct you to where you should be if you do what essay wants you to do. And you know, in Ewe, the word essay is not only for destiny, it also means law. The law of things, the order of things. When they say Edaseji, means you have broken the law of nature. So essay is the law of nature as well. the order of nature. So essay is very powerful in our lives. So by getting to know your essay, you are beginning to know what truth of your existence on this phase of life is.
How do you work it?
Yes, that working essay is one. If you have not come in contact with what they call essay or the story of essay, even though it may be there, but maybe you have not really come in contact with somebody who will show you or tell you. The only thing is try to listen to yourself. And the Hindus put it very simply: man, know thyself.
In relation to this question, see, sometimes it happens that, let's say, you have, let's say, a particular character, or let's say you like playing football. You say, let's say, I don't, I'm coming up with this picture.
Yes, there you go ahead.
So, you are more often around football, but then you don't like football as your physique. You're nothing. But every time, if it's something, you end up around where there are maybe footballers, there are.
Maybe you're not supposed to be a footballer. It can be a coach.
But then,
like
so,
Langabell.
So,
everybody who.
But Langabell is has carried him to football. He's not a player, but he's around. He has made it.
So the person who asked that question, I'm just trying to explain how to work your essay. So the essay is what you are, and that is your inner self. Okay, even if you are around footballers, but you yourself, you don't like football, it could be that at one time of your life you were related to football. That's why that opportunities or those things are still coming, because essay is not stupid. It can never be stupid. It is. There's a song we sing in Ewe. Senyanu nyanu nyanu, senyanu menya doton senyanu. Means essay is so wise. There's even the Ewes used to say that Ado, the squirrel that walks on the ground. I don't know whether they call it mole. The Ado. Do you know Ado? Ado. The one whose tail we use in making juju. Ado. It's a squirrel. There's one that goes on the tree, but this one walks. Yes, it gets a big feather at the back. But this Ado walks only in the daytime. You know the other one, the rat, the bush rat, walks at night. So this Ado in Ewe culture is one of the wisest animals. So that's why they say that Ado is so clever that if you set a trap for it, you can never get it unless a broken trap, and it thinks that, oh, this one doesn't work anymore, is the one that catches it. So there's a song in Ewe that a nyanu nyanu nyanu, but it says cleverness or wiseness, the cleverness of the Ado can never be compared to the cleverness of essay. Essay is above everything. That's what the Ewes sing a song. So your essay knows where to send you, where to take you out, where you will fall into trouble. So when you have never come in contact with essay before, all that you need to do is to listen to yourself, because the essay is the one that gives you your instinct. It is the essay that is talking to you and telling you, oh, don't step here. But then you feel that, oh, it's just something, okay, let me step there. Then something catch your leg. Essay will tell you, don't do this. And then second thought is, oh, let me do it. You fall inside trouble. So, man, know thyself. So if you, to work essay
or the best way to work essay is beginning to listen to yourself. When you are listening to yourself, you are listening to God, because essay is God. It's the God that brought you here. It's the God that will be with you when you are living, and it's the God that will put you into where you will be. Yes, go ahead.
I used to be a dispatch rider for Earth Logistics. I didn't sleep the night before, and jobs came the next day. I went very far. After I had gone for my last round, I felt very tired, and it's hard to sleep on a motorbike, but I was dozing off. And then my head told me, or that voice, myself, that find somewhere and rest.
Rest more.
And then I just told myself, no, let me get home and rest well. I was waking up in the hospital next.
You see?
Yes.
Yeah, that is what I mean. I'm saying that you should listen to yourself. That's the sin. That's the only God. There's no other God.
Some people, there are things that their mind has been telling them. Someone too is not correct, because the essay too, there's a positive one and then there's the negative one. So if the negative one is stronger than the positive one, the things that your life will be directing you to, you will be going to Kalabule direction. So you have to strengthen the positive element of your destiny so that it can influence and give you this clear vision of where you need to go. But if you don't, that's why the next step is, after knowing what essay is to go to a priest to do the proper rituals to first remove the negative destiny, then they'll bring the positive destiny, and then you start working it so that it starts moving and guiding your life, right? But some people, what their mind has been telling them is nonsense. They have been doing some foolish things and some foolish behaviors that will not really bring them anywhere.
No, but
the negative, it's your essay, but the negative one has controlled the positive one.
Yes, when in everybody's life, we have two sides of a coin: the head and the tail. When footballers go to play football, they toss the coin. They ask you, do you choose the head or you choose the tail? Then the person who say, I choose the head, when they toss it and the head comes, then you are the winner. When they toss it and the tail comes, then you are the loser. So everything has two sides.